Just see Krillin get character development? We haven't seen that since Dragon Ball Z. And let alone the development he got in this episode was fucking amazing. Like, fantastic. Like, I gotta give my compliments. When Dragon Ball Super does something good, I'm gonna give my compliments. Like, well fucking done. Like, well fucking done. Like, that Krillin stuff in this episode surpassed all expectations. I didn't think I would see Krillin, of all characters, in Dragon Ball Super, get that type of development. Well done. Well done, Dragon Ball Super. Well done. Very well done. Okay, so let's just talk about it for a second. What amazes me about this development is the fact that number 18, she straight up called Krillin a weakling, and she's like, I married the man, and the person I fell in love with was someone that wasn't a coward, someone that was very strong. And the thing about this that Krillin I don't think is really understanding, it's not the fact that he's not as strong as Goku, it's the fact that he has lost what was really appealing about him in Dragon Ball Z. Krillin was a type of character that, even though he wasn't as strong as Goku and even Gohan, he, at the very least, he continued to try to fight alongside them. You saw how he tried to fight alongside them in the Frieza saga, even the Cell saga. He always tried to, fight alongside them. And there was a lot of character development Krillin got also in Dragon Ball Z. And the big thing that 18 fell in love with when it came to Krillin was the fact that he tried to be strong. He tried to show his courage when he was against impossible odds. And Krillin has kind of lost that. He has lost that, entire part about him. And the reason how we could see that is because constantly Krillin is saying, oh, it's just impossible. Like, it's just pointless for you to fight me, Goku. I mean, you're already a god. And I mean, that's what all of us do think. I mean, let's just get down to the nitty-gritty and really get straight to the point. We all say that. We have all said that since the Dragon Ball Z era when it was airing. We have all stated that there's just no point in the lower tier characters anymore. They're just not as strong as Goku, Vegeta, Gohan. They're just not, even Piccolo. And I mean, when you think about it, it's kind of sad, but that's just the cold hard truth. And Krillin, he actually thinks exactly like how majority of us all think about the characters that are not Saiyans. We all think that, and Krillin lets us see a part of him that was just really surprising. He actually admits that there's no point. Like, why would I, fight you, Goku? There's just no point. I mean, you can go Super Saiyan, you have Super Saiyan Blue, I mean, you already stepped into the realm of gods and all that, you've already defeated crazy monster stuff I can never even face, but you still, you expect me to fight you? There's just no way. And you have this courage that Krillin has lost. He has lost that part of him, something he had constantly when, he was in Dragon Ball Z. 18 realizes this. It's not the fact he's not strong like Goku. I just want to emphasize that. It's the fact he has lost something that made Krillin who Krillin really was in DBZ and also Dragon Ball. So I love that development he got, but also how his daughter says, oh, so daddy isn't strong, and then, his daughter was calling him weak and all that. I'm like, damn, 18 is straight up savage, and so is his daughter, but she's just, really saying the truth. I mean, let's go back to a very good scene, one of my personal favorite scenes of Dragon Ball Z in the Buu saga. It was actually a Krillin scene, and it really summarizes what we see in this episode. When 18 got protected by Krillin, when Krillin stepped in to protect 18 and everyone else against Super Buu. Even though Krillin stood no fucking chance, like he had no chance at all, he still stood up against Buu, no care for his life. He just wanted to protect his friends and family, and he stood up. That took a lot of courage and balls to do. Krillin was a good man in that moment, but then on top of that, when he went to the other world, when he died, he stood up against Kid Buu. He tried to fight against him to protect everyone else, which once again showed that side of Krillin, this courage. And over time now, he's kind of lost that because he realizes, like, there's just no point in me fighting. I can no longer keep up. I can no longer keep up with Goku or Vegeta or Gohan. What's the point? And he's lost that thing, he's lost that courage, and 18's trying to rekindle that fire inside him where he will stand up. And so I really, really appreciate that. I really appreciate that about this episode of Dragon Ball Super, and I'm just glad. I'm glad we got a scene like this. I'm glad there was an episode dedicated to Krillin. I mean, the episode started off with the Great Saiyaman and Gohan. I thought Gohan was going to be the main central focus, him getting training with his father. I'm like, holy shit, this is going to be a great episode. But little did I know, that was just the icing on top of the really good cake, which was Krillin's development of this episode. And one of the other big things I like about the episode, too, is once again how aware Krillin is of everything. It's like he is aware that everybody is pointless besides the Saiyans. And the way he states that, it's the cold, hard truth. And I now know that it's not just us that's actually constantly thinking that, it's also Krillin and maybe the others alongside of Krillin that feel like they're weak and there's just no point in them participating anymore. And that's why they gave up martial arts in the first place. But on top of that, I wonder, since this is becoming the primary focus, like we have, an arc focusing on Gohan these past 2 episodes, but now this focusing on Krillin, I wonder if this is in a way them telling us with Dragon Ball Super that these characters that haven't had the spotlight in a very long time might eventually become very important. They might have that potential to stand out the spotlight once again, besides always just being Gohan, Goku, and Vegeta always taking the spotlight. It'll be other characters finally taking the spotlight, and I really do hope it goes down that direction, especially with the way this episode was written. I mean, that's what it makes me hope for, especially with Krillin going for this development. He's getting that development to become stronger, even though he wants to be a police officer, he doesn't want to become a martial artist again, he's trying to grow stronger and get that courage back. So, like I said, I just hope this is not something that's just going to be one time shown and never shown again. I do hope this is revisited and we get to see Krillin continuously get development throughout Dragon Ball Super, and maybe the upcoming arc with all the universes and everybody fights against each other, maybe Krillin will be a part of it and we'll get to see him, help out Goku and actually be a very good spotlight on the crew. I mean, I really hope so. I really, really hope Krillin becomes someone that has a lot of potential and is not someone that's just thrown to the side like a lot of the characters of Dragon Ball is. Not just Dragon Ball Super, but Dragon Ball Z in general. I just hope that he does stand out. So with all of that being said, I say the finale part of this episode, holy shit. So all of the villains of Dragon Ball Z and also the villains of Dragon Ball reappear at the end of the episode. We get to see Cell, Frieza, Super Buu, we get to see the Ginyu Force, we get to see some of the actual villains like Piccolo and them from Dragon Ball. I mean, a bunch of villains from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball were at the end of the episode, and that nostalgia, so much nostalgia in that one moment, seeing all these characters, their smiling faces with this updated art and animation. I was like, holy shit, next week is going to be fucking amazing, seeing Krillin and, Goku going up against him. And I mean, I don't know exactly how strong these illusions probably are going to be. I don't know if they're going to be at the exact same power level as what they were in the past, but we do know Goku is at a point right now to where he could easily defeat all of them. But the main question is like, what type of gimmick do they have? Is Goku going to be able to transform and probably fight them? Is there going to be something else to it? Regardless, though, I do say that I'm interested to see how Krillin goes up against Frieza, Cell, once again, the Ginyu Force, Piccolo, just to see, and Krillin will be able to understand, like, how he could face his fears. And I mean, I find it very interesting that Super Buu is there as well, because when you do think about it, we gotta remember, Krillin died to Super Buu in the Majin Buu saga, so Super Buu being there in that form, I wonder if that's going to make Krillin realize, like, what 18's trying to mean, how he became a weakling, how he's no longer, courageous like he once was. Maybe he might realize facing up against Super Buu, and, he'll realize, holy shit, this is why 18 is saying stuff like that. We'll see where it goes, but let me know your honest thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.